So how do we best communicate with students about AI? That's today's topic in the Reach Every Student podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Jon Bergmann, and recently I had a great privilege to attend a AI, I guess call it symposium. It was like a think tank thing, sponsored by the Sloan Foundation in New York City, Rockefeller Center. It's like pretty cool. I was the only guy there in the room without a PhD. So they invited the little high school teacher to go and be with them. And one of the results of that meeting is that we had a chance to rewrite my letter. So if you look back at a previous podcast, I wrote a letter to my students about AI, and I was honored that they liked it so much that we rewrote it and made it for more of a general population. And I would encourage you to read it and sign it too. We've got a number of people who are showing support behind this letter, but I want to then talk you through this letter, not completely read it, but give you the gist of the idea. So as we sat down and wrote the letter, here's what we said. Hey, students, we're a bunch of teachers from different levels, mostly college professors and a little old Jon Bergmann, the high school science teachers. And we said, hey, the big question we want to talk to you is how could we help you? Now we're talking to students. How can we help you flourish in this age of artificial intelligence? And then we talk about how artificial intelligence is a remarkable achievement. It can write, it can calculate, it can translate, it can summarize. But when it's used carelessly, it can erode the very capabilities that make you students, a thoughtful, self-reliant learner and a responsible future professional. So to understand this movement, we went back and like I did in the first letter, we actually simplified it. I talked about the 4 industrial revolutions. And in this letter, we say, hey, 200 years ago, the first industrial revolution changed the world. Before, nearly every task demanded human or animal strength. So physical strength. Farming, foraging, weaving, building. Work was exhausting, but physical activity kept people fit and engaged in that physical world. Then came steam engines, mechanized looms, factories. Machines took over the hardest physical labor for the first time in human history. Many people didn't need to toil from sunrise to sunset to just survive. Life grew more comfortable, but something subtle happened. As physical labor declined, so did natural physical fitness. And within a few generations, doctors began to see new ailments tied to inactivity. The same machines that gave us comfort allowed us to neglect our bodies. To stay healthy, we had to reintroduce physical effort. We built in gyms and treadmills and all the kinds of things like that. So one of the lessons of that first industrial revolution, again, we're talking to students, is that every great tech leap saves us from effort, removes us from practice that once made us strong. And now the world's undergoing a new revolution. This time the machines don't just lift and spin, they think. Scare quotes. AI systems can analyze, summarize, and even imitate reasoning. What steam power did for muscles, AI is going to do for cognition. This is cool. It's exciting. It's exhilarating. But it frees us from maybe some of the repetitive tasks, and that's good. And used thoughtfully, it can make learning faster and even richer. But history also reminds us that ease can lead to weakness. Just as the loss of manual labor made fitness something we had to pursue deliberately, the loss of intellectual effort could make cognitive fitness something we must choose to maintain. So if you let AI do your thinking for you, your ability to think will weaken quietly, gradually, and inevitably. So this is like a new fitness challenge, building mental strength. The human brain is not a computer. It's an organ, a living organ that reshapes itself through mental work. Every time you wrestle with a hard idea, you stumble through a problem set, you search for the right words in a paragraph, your brain changes. Physical things grow in your brain as you're learning. These habits of the mind create physical structures in your brain, either makes new neural pathways or strengthens old. That's how knowledge becomes a part of you. Educational psychologists have called this productive struggle, the experience of grappling with something difficult but achievable. It's uncomfortable and frustrating at times, but that very discomfort signals that growth is happening. In the same way that muscles need resistance to grow stronger, your mind needs challenge. In the same way that muscles need resistance to grow stronger, your mind needs challenge. If weights are too light, you get no benefit. If they're too heavy, you give up. The right struggle, sustained guided effort, is where learning happens. AI tempts you to skip that step. It can make every task feel easy, But in doing so, it can rob you of that essential process through which understanding and creativity are born. AI-generated work can give you the illusion of competence. You think you understand something, but you really don't. You just have superficial knowledge, but you will not be able to analyze or apply it. As one writer said, and I put this in the first one, using ChatGPT to complete assignments is like bringing a forklift to the weight room. You'll never improve your cognitive fitness that way. We recently came an article, Reflection by Moria Gleason. I cited this in the first one too, a 20-year-old English major at Hillsdale College. She said this: writing an undergraduate paper isn't about the actual paper. As an English major, I write to understand what I've read. Using AI to write a term paper for my Shakespeare class wouldn't only be dishonest, it would rob me of my education. The odds of me saying something novel about to be or not to be are about zero. And I know academia isn't hurting for the musings of a 20-year-old student fueled by energy drinks in the library at 2 a.m. I write not because anyone else needs to read my thoughts, but because I need to write them. Delivering a first finished paper takes hours of reading, rereading, outlining, drafting, and editing. Even then, as one of my professors said, papers are never really finished, they are only due. Writing may be draining, never perfect, but always rewarding. You see, Moria's insight captures what studies have shown. When students do the hard mental work first, then use AI for feedback, their performance and understanding improve. But when they let AI do the first draft, their learning declines. So we said next section was AI as a training partner, not a substitute. Think of AI as your training partner, not your replacement. In the gym, a good training partner helps you push harder and stay safe, but you still have to lift the weight. In learning, that means you have to start with your own effort. So read, outline, write your first draft yourself. Then try to solve that complex problem on your own without the aid of AI. Then invite AI in to critique your ideas, to test your reasoning, to ask you questions, to show you different perspectives, or to let a tutor you with a difficult problem. So use it, and third, use it to challenge, not replace. Let it raise the bar, not remove it. You still need that bar, students. All right. Research by business professor Scott Latham found that students who used AI only to polish and reflect their own work produced higher quality work than those who began with the AI output first. The difference wasn't in grammar or style, it was in depth of thought. Think before you trust. You see, AI is astonishing, but it's fallible. It can sound confident while being wrong. It can fabricate sources, misstate facts, produce persuasive nonsense, and cheer you on while you go down a pointless rabbit hole. Lawyers, journalists, and even scientists have learned this the hard way. That's why your discernment matters more than ever before. Before accepting what AI gives you, question it, check its claims, compare it with credible source. The skill of verification, knowing if it's true, is becoming one of the most valuable literacies of your generation. The world is overflowing with synthetic texts, images, and voices. What sets you apart won't be you're able to access information, but your ability to judge its truth. As you prepare for a changing world, what are we going to do? Just as machines once reshaped the economy, AI will shape the careers of your lifetime. Some roles will vanish, others will be created, and many will change profoundly. We don't know yet which jobs will endure, but we do know which qualities always matter: adaptability, agency, curiosity, creativity, judgment, integrity, and empathy. These are human strengths. They grow not from convenience, but from challenge, not from imitation, but from reflection. That's why the best preparation for the future is this: become a learner who enjoys the process, not just the outcome. Dive deep into your studies. Ask questions that AI can't answer. Why does this matter? How could this idea be wrong? What connects this to what I already know? Every time you engage deeply with the subject, you're exercising your mind and building the kind of flexibility that no algorithm can replace. You will become a leader in your field and not a follower. And so we came up with a fitness plan. These are what we would recommend for you. We call it the Cognitive Fitness Plan for the Age of AI. So here's tip number 1. Warm up with curiosity. Start every assignment by asking what you understand before turning to AI. Curiosity activates deeper learning, number 1. Number 2, do your own reps. Work through problems and drafts yourself first. Real comprehension comes from effort. Number 3, invite an AI to coach you. After you've worked, use AI to critique or extend your ideas. Ask it to play devil's advocate or explain your reasoning back to you. Number 4, find a human coach. Self-coach athletes don't achieve as much as coached athletes. Find someone further along than you, someone who can mentor and guide you. Number 5, cross-train. Study across disciplines. The ability to connect ideas from history and art and science will strengthen your creativity. Number 6, rest and reflect. Step away from the screen. Let your mind wander. Insight often emerges in quiet moments. And my interjection here is, my best ideas have always come when I'm out on a walk and or I'm on a bike ride or a run. There's something about physical activity and getting away from the screens that has sparked the greatest moments of my creativity. I mean, I'm an author of 12 books, and my ideas flow then, not when I'm just staring at a screen. Work out together. Number 7, form study groups, solve problems, write together. We are social creatures. Be social, right? And number 8, track your projects. Test yourself. Have AI generate example test problems. Answer the questions without the help of AI, or generate nuanced debate prompts or counter arguments. These are the ideas. You see, there's a balance as we conclude this, a balance between ease and effort. Modern life rewards convenience, but education rewards effort. That's right. Every major advance from the printing press to the internet has offered shortcuts to information. Yet understanding has always required something no machine can provide: attention, reflection, and struggle. I don't ask you to reject AI. We ask you to use it thoughtfully as an amplifier to your effort, not as an escape or a shortcut from it. When you resist the impulse to let AI think for you, you build the very skills that will make you invaluable in an automated world. The first revolution taught us that when machines do our work, we must work deliberately to stay strong. The same is true today. You can't outsource the exercise of your own mind. Our commitment to you as teachers. We want to make a promise in return. We will respect your time and effort. We will strive to design assignments that are worth your struggle, tasks that challenge you to think deeply, not endlessly. We will avoid busy work that tempts you to turn to AI just to get the work completed for the grade. We should believe learning should be demanding, but never wasteful. The best assignments are like good workouts. They leave you tired, but stronger, clearer, and more confident in your ability. Ultimately, our hope for you is that when we met for this retreat, what united us was not a fear of AI, but a hope for you. You are growing up in one of the most extraordinary times in human history. The same tech that could dull human intellect could also elevate it to new heights, depending on how you use it. You can rise to the challenge, learn to think with AI, not through it. Let it inspire, not replace your creativity. Keep asking questions, even when the answers are instant. Keep learning, even when the path is hard, especially when the path is hard. Just as our ancestors rediscovered the value of physical fitness after machines took away manual labor, your generation must discover the value of mental fitness in the age when thinking feels optional. Struggle a little, stretch yourself, do hard things, learn the joy of effort, because in the end, education isn't about what AI can do, it's about what you can become. With respect and confidence in your future. Signed by a bunch of people, me, Lorena Barber, George Washington University, Robert Talbert, Grand Valley State University, Charles Severance, University of Michigan School of Information, Juan Klopper, George Washington University, and Ryan Watkins, George Washington University. We drafted this on October 16th, 2025 at the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation. It was a great group of people who brought us together. It was an amazing time. By the way, teachers, you can remix this, adapt it, and personalize the contents for your use. This is Creative Commons. Whatever you want to do with this, we want to get it out there. And by the way, if you're interested in signing this or showing your support behind the letter, we've got quite a few people who already have. You can click on the link below and go to the actual letter. Have a great day. Hey, the point of this podcast has always been to reach every student. And if there's a podcast that says let's reach students in this very interesting age that we live in, this is the podcast. Trying to talk directly to students. I know most of you are teachers who are listening to this, but I encourage you to read it and to think about it and share it with your students. Hey, go and reach every student. Jon Bergmann out.